Because reigning goes with seeking. And the seeking is everywhere. We want to hear God everywhere. We seek to hear God everywhere. Now, there is a contrast in the Scriptures that is really important for us to understand, and that is the contrast between the flesh and the spirit. The flesh and the spirit. Romans 8 is perhaps the greatest expression of this. Because you remember in Romans 8, Paul has been delivered from Romans 7. Right? He says in Romans 7, he's carrying on about the struggle that he's having. Woe is me. I do the things I don't want to do and don't do the things that I do want to do. And he winds up with this cry right at the end of Romans 7, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? Now what you see there is a picture of a man who has tried to live what is right in his natural abilities. And the natural abilities are what flesh is. Flesh is not bad. God made flesh. Flesh is the natural abilities of the human being, not just by themselves, but also grouped together. And now, if you make that your total resource, the inevitable result will be, just like the little girl said, you're going to need some help in time of trouble. Because we're not made to live on our own. Now, so just listen to these words now in Romans 8. There is therefore now no condemnation. That is, everything that was wrong in Paul in Romans 7, that is removed. There is therefore now no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus. For the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus has set me free from the law of sin and death. The Spirit of life in Christ Jesus has set me free from the law of sin and death. The law which takes me over as I try to live on my own and from my own resources leads to death. But now the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus has entered me. And Paul continues to say, for what the law could not do in that it was weak through the flesh. Now what's the flesh? Natural abilities. God did, by sending His Son into the flesh, in the likeness of sinful flesh, and because of what sin is, defeating it in its hometown, if you wish. Jesus came right into that. And because He lived in union with His Father, sin did not overcome Him. The Spirit is one thing, the flesh is another. Now, I have to lean on you a little bit here just to say, Spirit is unbodily personal power. Can you stand that? A little heavy theology. What is Spirit? Spirit is unbodily personal power. It's a person. Who does the Bible say is Spirit? God is Spirit. Now what does that mean? It means He is unbodily personal power. His kingdom is the exercise of His will. God's kingdom is present where what He wants done is done. And that's only when He is in charge and providing the resources. Flesh and spirit. I choose whether or not I will trust the flesh or I will trust the Spirit.